This Blue Winged Olive Adult is like the code cracker. It's money because it skates, floats high, has CDC, all the good fixins for a good dry fly. Fly fish food. Okay, this is Antonio's Blue Winged Olive Adult. It's another one of those funny looking CDC patterns that seem to catch all the fish. Anyway, this is designed to be the adult of Blue Winged Olive. The ones we have in the bins are a very, very olive color, and I'm going to tie it maybe in a little bit more grayish color, but you can tie it in whatever color you want. So the back half of this fly is tied with body quill, and the body quill is kind of like a three-stranded material that isn't super strong. But for ease in tying flies, I found that it is strong enough to tie in some tails. I do perdigons with it all the time. So I'm just going to take this and start tying it in. Also, if you're going to tie a lot of stuff in with this body quill, you have to unwind it a little bit. If it twists all up, it can break. It's not super durable, but definitely does the trick. So I'm going to grab just like 4 or 5 cocktail leon fibers, and I'm going to tie those in so that they're roughly the length of the hook shank. I think this hook that I have here is a size 19, so between an 18 and a 20. It's a TMCO 102Y. Alright, so I'm just going to wrap back to the tail, no split tail on this one, and then just wrap this forward about where the thorax will start. We'll trim that off, and then we'll tie in our tying thread. I'm using Semperfli 12/0. I think this one's olive done that I have, but really any olive color would work. So you can see how the black hook plus this body quill kind of give it that just dirty Blue Winged Olive look. You want to go thin with this. So to tie one spool of thread off, and they're both on bobbins, just tie it in like this. Take your bobbin and just twist them around a little bit, and then do a few more turns, and now trim them both off at the same time. Guess what? It's tied in there. Alright, to solidify this body quill, I'm just going to add a tiny little bit of resin, and I don't even want to create like a smooth body. I just wanted to coat that body quill. Got a little bit on the hook point. I just wanted to coat the body quill so it's more durable. Alright, so once the resin's on, we'll hit it with the light. That's good for keeps. Whoa, this thread is like fluorescent. Look at that. Ooh, olive done. I didn't even notice that. It fluoresces. Don't tell Lance. Okay, so this has a split wing, and the thing that's going to split the wing is a little tuft of EP trigger point fibers. I'm using orange on this one, and we'll just tie it in about right here with a nice little pinch wrap, so it'll look just like that. So I'll let that kind of hang there while I tie everything else in. The recipe on this one calls for spiky squirrel. I'm actually going to use gray spiky squirrel on this one, but you can use whatever you want. But don't overdo the thorax. You just want a little tiny bump there. Again, these are tiny, tiny little bugs. No need to go nuts overdressing them. So I'm just going to build up a little bump, and that will help our wings sit how we want them to. So for the wing, this part is the most important part of this fly. And I've had really good luck with this Ultra Select XL CDC. This is a dun color, but you can really use whatever CDC you like. There's no right or wrong answer. Hey, no. Squatch is giving me the business. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these, there are two feathers here, and I've lined them up so the stems are both touching, and I'm going to snip the stems so that you can see that the stems are cut out and the CDC is poking up from there. I want to preen all that CDC forward and just kind of make a little puff, and I'm going to tie that in just like that. And the reason why I do it that way is because in the tie-in point now there's no stem, so I can come in here and trim that off, and I still have those two feathers just like this. So I'm going to take the same two feathers, cut them down one more notch like that, and I'm going to do the same thing with those feathers, create a little puff, and I'm going to tie that in on top of the other one. Alright, so we have a proper amount of fluff on the fly, and I'll trim that one off again really tight. Now from here you're going to find roughly the center point of that wing, and you're going to take this trigger point and you're just going to pull that right through the center of them. Got a little bit on one side, so I'll just do it again, adjust it until it looks right, and then I'm just going to pinch that. Ooh, I just blew up that whole freaking fly. Damn it. Okay, I had to retie that wing because I was dumb and I snipped my thread and I swore. But I didn't throw anything, so we're still doing well. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pull this trigger point stuff through that clump to split the wings and pull that all the way forward right where the hook eye is, and kind of give it a little bit of a tug. And then I'm going to pull this back on top of itself and advance my thread back. Actually, I'm going to do that before I tie that down. And I'm going to pull it back and just kind of create a little head, if you will. And once that's there, just throw a little whip finish in there. This little technique is a killer, definitely worth trying out. And we've caught a ton of fish on this. So I'm just going to trim the strike indicator so that it sits right in between the wings. I really like that pretty dang sparse. But you can beef it up however you want. But that's a good little Baetis pattern that we have fished quite a bit